hope you're all well and welcome to my film and TV channel. Right, I've got one of those today. We've got a BBC drama. I mean, it's all, of course, it's all chaos, these BBC dramas. I think thumbs ups are going to be needed today because I do get quite a few thumbs down when we look at BBC dramas. I don't think the thumbs down are particularly at me. They're at the BBC, and I don't try and look at the politics of it. I mean, I don't agree with obviously a lot of what the BBC does, but they do have a good drama here and there, or at least a drama we can have a chat about and have a discussion about whether we like it or not. So yeah, we're back on the BBC today. It's called Life, this. It's not a Mr. Attenborough documentary, which will probably cause less consternation, to be honest with you. It's a new 6-part series called Life, so I'm going to have a look at that today. Please, if you're new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications. Please, thumbs up. I need them. I'll need them for this one because no doubt I might get 1 or 2 thumbs down. But please, if you're going to get thumbs down, just have a little think about it. I know I've got one guy out there who, as soon as I produce a video, whether it's football or films, always gives me a, well, most of the time gives me a thumb down. He does on the football ones anyway. He's had moments where he's not done it, but obviously he must be on my notifications because I get it straight away. So anyway, thanks for at least sort of having an interest in the channel, whether you put a thumbs down or not. So please, anyway, I'm waffling on, aren't I? Please, thumbs up's absolutely fantastic. Right, we're going to have a look at Live today. A British drama written by Mike Bartlett, who's quite well known, and it's a sort of spin-off to the very successful Dr. Foster series, which in the main sort of had a lot of love out there for Dr. Foster. Very gritty, very dark. This isn't quite as dark as Dr. Foster in parts. 6 episodes. They're all on the BBC iPlayer. So once they did the first one a week or so ago, as I'm recording this, they put them all out on the iPlayer. I didn't have a chance to binge watch them, but I managed to do that over the last couple of days. So all 6 episodes are now available on the BBC iPlayer, and they are showing weekly on BBC. I think we've just had, as I'm recording this, on the 7th of October, we've just had episode 2, so there'll be another four weekly episodes every Tuesday evening on BBC One. If you want to watch it like that, which is fair enough, I can understand that. It's on retail on the 16th of November 2020 at $14.99, just on DVD as far as I can see at the moment. Well, where is it? Yeah, we're back. Well, what appealed to me as well, it's all set in Manchester, England, my hometown, and the residents of a large suburban house go about their very different lives in this. The walls that divide their flats keep them apart, but life has a way of bringing people together. Yeah, it does. Like all ordinary lives, theirs are filled with extraordinary, and as their stories begin to intersect, hidden secrets connect these characters in ways that could never have been anticipated. The BBC say each of the 4 separate, relatable yet surprising strands unfold. They tell a larger story about what happens when we decide to step out of our own personal space and take a closer look into other people's lives. Life explores love, loss, birth, death, the ordinary and extraordinary, and everything in between. That's the BBC. Yeah, I mean, we all step out of our own personal space and have a good nosy sometimes, don't we? So there you go. Bartlett, the writer, added, in the last series of Dr. Foster, Anna split up with Neil and moved away, but I loved her as a character and suspected that was really the start of her story. Rather than the end, in life we find her living alone under a different name in a new city. It's one of 4 story strands that make up the series, the other 3 being new, completely different, interconnected stories that explore the epic and extraordinary in our everyday lives. It might share a universe with Dr. Foster, but life is a whole world all of its own. So that's from the Bartlett, the writer. Yeah, it stars, well, we've got some great stars in this. We've got Alison Steadman as Gail Reynolds, Henry's 70-year-old wife who becomes discontent with her marriage. We've got Peter Davison as Henry himself, Henry Reynolds, Gail's husband. We've got Adrian Lester as David Aston, a recently widowed English literature tutor. We've got Rachel Sterling as Kelly Aston, David's recently deceased wife, who appears to him as a ghost. What more could we ask? Sarah Chowdhury as Sarik Malik, one of David's students. Victoria Hamilton as Belle Stone, a divorced woman previously known as you already mentioned, Anna Baker in Dr. Foster. Erin Kellyman as Maya Stone, Ruth's daughter, who moves in with Belle. Melissa Johns as Hannah Taylor, a pregnant woman who's in a relationship with Liam. Calvin Denver as Andy Okonkwo. Andy Okonkwo, my apologies, Andy, the father of Hannah's child. Joshua James as Liam Banner, Hannah's partner, Susanna Fielding as Ruth Stone, Belle's sister, who is sectioned, Adam James as Neil Baker, Belle's ex-husband, see Dr. Foster, and of course Elaine Page. There we go, we've got a long pitch. She doesn't burst into song, fortunately, or unfortunately, depending which way you look at it. Elaine Page is Helen, an old friend of Henry and Gail. Yeah, and it's far simpler to follow on screen, believe me, from all those characters. It's like an episode of the old soap, isn't it, in the old days, that old American comedy. That's, well, more a comedy, wasn't it? But I used to love that soap and all the summing up at the end and etc. was really good. Is it any good? Well, I've only seen one critic's review so far from a guy from DVD Fever, which I do use from time to time. Very good for knowing what's coming out on DVD and video. DVD and Blu-ray actually. So yeah, DVD Fever. So he wasn't very kind to it. I think he gave the first episode 1 out of 10. So that didn't bode well, did it? But yeah, what we do, we'd always go to Internet Movie Database, don't we? We always look at Joe Public's views on these sort of things. And if you look at Internet Movie Database, as I have done this morning, we've got 202 scores and reviews left. I think there's 202 scores and about 7 or 8 reviews. That's all. It's very early days, obviously, in this series. And it's scoring an average of 7.7 out of 10, which is pretty good. Most of the written reviews are very complimentary. You got people like Rach Golder on the 7th of October. She scored it 10 out of 10, which I'm always dubious about. 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10 is always a little bit dubious. Said it was excellent. Only intended to watch one episode tonight. Well, I was hooked, and now 6 hours later, I've binge watched a lot. Absolutely brilliant. Teeny Weeny gave it 10 out of 10. Said it was beautiful. What an amazing series. Peter Davison, yes, we have our Doctor Who, don't we? It was phenomenal, as was all the cast. Absolutely loved this. Fabulous story writing. If you haven't watched it, indulge yourself. It's sad, emotional, yet funny in parts. M.H. Lloyd said it was brilliant script, brilliant characters, brilliant actors. I think she thinks it's brilliant. My wife and I had to binge watch the series. We both enjoyed it so much. It's great, Fiona Caulfield said 9 out of 10, so she wasn't quite as gushing. Better Than Us, which I've never watched, but I believe it is on out there, isn't it? It's something I meant to watch, I've never got round to. Better Than Us, which is silly. Great acting and funny, sad at the same time. Message is stop being stiff and get the truth out. I enjoyed it. Sarah Haywood, 10 out of 10, a joy, a real pleasure. She wrote this on the 1st of October. She might have had a beer or two. This 6-part series features Love Actually-esque linkage of the characters. The cast are incredible, especially Alison Steadman in the performance of a 70-year-old woman full of life, yet lives like a beautiful, colourful bird who's had her wings clipped over time by her larger-than-life husband. There you go. Well, I'm not a big fan of 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, so I'm going to finish on a 7. Someone give it a 7 out of 10, which on the basis of what I've seen is obviously the average, isn't it? Near enough. So there you go. Simon Sapon, my regards to you, gave it 7 out of 10 on the 1st of October 2020. And he says, this is a bit more down to earth. Let's face it, we're all stuck in far more than usual at the moment. You probably could do worse than watching this mini-series to soak up some of that downtime. Once again, the fairly unexceptional staff at the BBC have unleashed yet another mini-series about the emotional trials and tribulations of a group of uptight and generally depressed middle-class English people. This tired but safe formula is rolled out rather awkwardly thanks to the plot having to link the lives of the inhabitants of 4 separate flats in one big gravel-dry, predictably fallow and bald painted Victoria villa. Actually in Cheadle, I think this is the actual villa. It does this with varying degrees of success. The quality of acting is high, there are some big names here, and for me at least there were some fairly touching moments. Then again, I'm a sort of person who cries watching the Waltons join the club. And I've cried at Star Trek. There are some twists and turns in the story, but most of you either find yourself laughing at incredulously or you have already guessed, but maybe that's the fun of it. I did like the ease in which including a level of diversity in the cast, though, something which is sadly omitted in many of these type of dramas. Well, it's one criticism BBC get of the diversity of staff, but perhaps until I don't see that myself, to be honest with you. But anyway, we'll carry on. If you like things like Cold Feet, I do, apart from Mr. Nesbitt, which I'm not a big fan of, etc., then open a bottle of red wine you bought in Waitrose, or whatever it is middle-class people do, and give this a try. It will probably beat going down the pub in a group of 6 or less and having to download Serco's Track and Trace app. There we go. A bit of politics and a bit of tongue-in-cheek humour and satire from that little reviewer there, but it's quite near, it's sort of nearer the mark that perhaps than some of the gushing reviews I read. Right, my thoughts thoughts, Bernard thoughts, MGN thoughts on behalf of Movie Game Nostalgia. Yeah, is it as good as Dr. Foster? No. But then again, Dr. Foster had Saran Jones, and she sort of made that. And sadly, she's not in this, so there you go. Gail Alison Steadman, yeah, is central to everything. And I do like Alison Steadman, but I must admit, a constant staring into space, pondering her crap life did get on my nerves just a little with the certainly first couple of episodes, till I sort of put it to one side and got on with it. But anyway, she's okay in this slightly more serious role for her. I do like her more in the comedy Gavin and Stacey role than in this sort of downtrodden, I'm gonna get some more out of life role. Overall, the cast does a good job. I mean, there's some great, but Davidson and even Elaine Page is okay. I mean, a reasonable batch of actors, which don't always get in the BBC stuff or ITV stuff or most British dramas, to be honest with you. But the main roles are pretty well cast. And the only one I didn't really connect with, for some reason, I'm not overly sure, and my apologies, was obviously to Adrian Lester's portrayal. I didn't quite invest in Adrian Lester, who had the ghost wife. But yeah, but one or two of the secondary actors as well, a little bit wooden. But again, as I said, you do get this in British drama, and I'm sure you get it in US drama, etc. as well. But it's more noticeable because we're sort of used to the accents and where these people are coming from, and sometimes the accents work, and sometimes they're putting on an accent and it doesn't quite work. So yeah, but overall, not bad. It is for Cold Feet fans. But a bit like later series of Cold Feet, it loses a lot of the comedy elements that to be honest with us Northern folk sort of have in our sort of even harsh life drama. We always add a bit of comedy to it. We always have a bit of humour, dark humour. I mean, that's why Coronation Street was so successful for so many years, and perhaps EastEnders didn't quite, in my opinion, match up to it, because Coronation Street for a long time, I'm not saying recently because I've stopped watching it myself, I'm very disappointed with it now, but there was that little bit of darkness, but you also had the humour, the northern humour coming through as well. And it does struggle, this does struggle to show that side of it again. As in Cold Feet, to me, early episodes of Cold Feet, yeah, quite funny. Later episodes, not so funny, a bit forced, which is a bit like Coronation Street went. So yeah, this does fall into that sort of lack of northern humour, unfortunately. Yeah, we've seen it all before. Some of the plots are easily spotted, as the guy said earlier, but we do see bits of Manchester, which is a bonus in my eyes, but of course won't be everyone's cup of tea. So yeah, it is a bit obvious at times. There's one or two twists that I didn't see coming, but overall it's basic standard fare really for this sort of thing. It's an okay modern day addition to the kitchen sink drama, which I think is fallen out of fashion calling it a kitchen sink drama, isn't it? That's what it is, basically, a kitchen sink drama genre. The multitude of the characters means it never quite gets monotonous, and it's still quite interesting. And 6 episodes was okay. I mean, sometimes they go over the top, don't you? You probably knock an episode or 2 off, but I think 6 episodes just about works in this case. And let's face it, we've got a ghost in this as well, and a ghost and signs and places we know in Manchester, obviously. And if you don't know Manchester very well, just look out for some of the scenery and some of the places that us from Manchester recognise all the time. But yeah, if you've got a ghost in Manchester, it can't be that bad, can it? So yeah, my little rating, I'm not gonna gush. I'm not gonna, as you probably expect from this, I'm not gonna give it 9 out of 9 or 10 out of 10, that's for sure. But I'm gonna give it a good healthy Burner's healthy rating of 6.5 out of 10. I nearly pushed to a 7 because I did enjoy the sort of last episode, but again, it was a bit too much cheesiness coming through. It was a happy ending, which is what we want sometimes, isn't it? And it was an ending that left it open for another series without being too carry-on-y. You know, they can be too set up, can't they? But this certainly wasn't. So I'm going to give it 6.5 out of 10, which, if you know me, is not a bad little rating. So please, yeah, all the episodes are available on BBC iPlayer, or you can watch the remaining episodes if you're watching this after the 7th of October on a Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. On retail, as I said, 16th of November 2020, $14.99 on DVD if you want to own it. Let me know in the comments what you think if you've been watching it. And obviously you're going to watch it week by week, or you're going to binge watch it. Please let me know what you think. Anyway, please check my links on screen. If you follow or friend me on Facebook and Twitter, I try to check every couple of days and follow and friend everyone back. If you're after a few extra followers or friends, etc., that's fantastic. I do put a lot of stuff on there, football related as well as movie and TV related as well. And please, if you can check my website, moviegamenostalgia.com, for old rare DVDs, movie posters from the 1990s and 2000s, some great posters, some great actors, and board games on there as well. If you can check that out, that'll be absolutely fantastic. And of course, I've just mentioned then football. I support Manchester City. If you don't know, you probably do if you watch these vlogs. I do City history and City present, so I look at City now and City in the past. And please, if you're interested at all in that or know anyone who might be interested, please point them in my direction. That'll be absolutely fantastic. Anyway, thanks for watching this little review of life. Please thumbs up if you've not already done so. I want to get what? I want to get at least 15, 20 thumbs ups. I'm doing okay at the moment. I keep asking for these thumbs up, please, please. I need them for this. It's a BBC drama. We're gonna hit the skids on this one. Some people are gonna dislike it, even though at the moment a lot of people are quite positive on reviews that are being left. But I know from experience that won't always be the case. Anyway, thanks for watching. What are we going to do the rest of the day? Have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family, and let's all look after each other. And until we meet again, another drama review or a film review or an information vlog or even a movie quiz, please stay safe, everyone. It's Bird saying thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.